Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2 for the GameCube are some of my favorite games of all time. These games are perfect for many reasons. They can be just as fun playing single player and playing it as a multiplayer party game. You get two very unique situations here. I also believe the games are perfect for players who have never even touched a video game in their life. Not because these games are easy by any means, because they're not, but because the concept of the game is super simple. You get the monkey that's in the ball through the goal tape, and that's it. Only one control. You tilt the stage with the stick. That's it. Nothing more than that. Yeah, I know you can use the A button to change the mini map size, but new players don't need to know that. But enough of that. You probably already know about the game, so let's get into my point today. One of my favorite YouTubers, Nick Robinson, posted a video a little while back about the leaked Super Monkey Ball Retro. He has made a lot of Super Monkey Ball videos you should totally check out, but his source flat out announced that there will be a new Monkey Ball game going back to the amazing original 4-bit, combining Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2, and maybe some new stages thrown in there. This is amazing news to me because my friends and I love Super Monkey Ball to death. But then I remembered, oh yeah, this game already exists. Super Monkey Ball Deluxe. That is exactly what this game is. But why doesn't anyone talk about it? Well, sit back, ladies and germs, because your good old pal Ray will explain why Super Monkey Ball Retro should not be Super Monkey Ball Deluxe. On pen and paper, this game sounds amazing. Combines the first two games with a few more stages added. That sounds incredible. That's what we want on the Switch. But there's a few catches. Let's talk about the game's mechanics first. One reason I feel like people don't talk about this game much is because it was released on the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox. These platforms are a little different than the GameCube. The great part of the Xbox, at least, is the game visually looks better. The textures are much clearer. I like that. We can at least bring that over to Retro. That's a good trade. So, you choose one of your little monkeys, and here we go. Choose our difficulty. Here's where the Retro needs to change a little bit. There are only 3 difficulties. It is cool to have all the stages from Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2 here all in a row, but I feel like that is too much, especially for the new player. Beginner mode, which usually consists of 10 stages, now has a whopping 40 stages. That'll seem like a drag to new players just wanting to get their toes wet into the game, just kind of learning the basic mechanics and seeing if they like it or not. That is more than what Advanced usually has. And then when you compare that to the Expert with 100 stages, wow, that's a lot. I personally love being able to play all these all in one go, but I feel like the player needs an option. So, here's my solution. Have a menu that has a row of 3 Super Monkey Ball difficulties. You have one row for the 3 Super Monkey Ball 1 difficulties, you have another row that has all the Super Monkey Ball 2 stages, and then you have a third row for the marathon stages, with, a few of those other extra ones sprinkled in. So basically you're splitting into Monkey Ball 1, 2, and then the deluxe version of the game. And that's not much work at all. You just divide the already made stages into the new categories. Just have the games load into the proper ones. That's a win-win for everyone, because you get exactly what you want. If you want a little bit of this, or a little bit of that, you take a pick. It's all up. Options are always great for the player. Well, after we got this menu stuff out of the way, let's jump into the gameplay now. Here's another thing I really like about the game, is they brought all the stages and theme music back. I love that. I always love see the different themes that Monkey Ball has to offer because they're really unique and interesting, and the music is amazing. Like, if you've never listened to the Super Monkey Ball 1 or 2 soundtrack, go for it. You're gonna love it. It's just the perfect amount of fun music to get you uplifting, but it also doesn't distract you at all. It just keeps you in the groove. I love it. They could have just made all the first game's courses in the theme of Monkey Ball 2's, and that would have been lazy. But instead they went the extra mile and they had all the first game's theme stages and the music. I love that. Please, SEGA, do more of that. If you want to go even an extra mile for those new stages that they added in Deluxe, maybe make some new themes. Kind of tired of seeing that kind of space theme a lot with a lot of the courses. But, once we start playing those stages, that's when things start to feel off. For one thing, all the stages play in Super Monkey Ball 2's camera's perspective. You may have never noticed, but the 2 games actually have different camera angles. It's not really a big deal, I guess, for your casual person or just someone who wants to play the game, but when you play more, you realize the timing of the stages are actually not the same. I'm not sure if it is because of the new frame rate or they just weren't ported right over correctly. I don't know, but the timing is just flat off wrong. This is detrimental for a lot of stages, and for speedrunners, of course. It changes the way you play these courses, and not in a good way. If you wanted to have a separate mode that kind of changes the stages up for a bit, you know, shakes things up, that would be a great idea, especially because it's a collection of the games. But, yet again, since it is a collection of the games, you don't want to change them, you want to keep the original. You know, people have this timing down perfectly. They've been playing these games for years. I mean, when they flipped it on me, I had no idea how to beat some of these stages because I already had them ingrained in my brain to beat them a certain way. So, Super Monkey Ball Retro needs to bring back the old stages exactly how they were in the originals. And if you want to spice things up for returning players to keep them on their toes, make that a separate mode. Maybe like, you know, they've already used the advanced terms. Maybe like, super powered. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what a better name would be for that. Alright, well, what else seems off with the game? Well, if you look right away, there's no dole mark on the bananas. That's not a big deal, but it kind of shows you that maybe this game was rushed a little bit since they weren't able to get dole again. And then, hey, let's look at level 2 here. Level 2 branch and expert. It's got this really skinny narrow way, and what do you know? I can't do it. Now, I know you're out there like, you are terrible, Ray. You should just get better at the game and maybe you can beat level 2 and expert. No. I can assure you that I am not amazing at the game by any means, but I'm not bad at the game at all. I've beaten all of the expert stages in Monkey Ball 1 and 2, gotten the extras, you know. Take my word for it if you don't believe me, but just, as you can see, there's just a struggle with it. Like, it's hard to go up an incline. It's hard to do this, it's hard to do that. It's just hard. Like, I beat beginner and advanced in this version pretty okay with some hiccups, but man, expert is so unplayable. And then look at this continue stage. It's like a beta for all the different themes have their different looks, but it looks so unfinished, like the way like the things are raised and not a finished product. And then you also look at the mini map. You'll notice sometimes when you go at certain angles, certain ways, you can see this like part of the texture that's like still clipped on. It's really ugly. There's a lot of ugly stuff in this game, and I think it's because they rushed the game. I mean, maybe they just like ported it over and had a difficulty with having things run from GameCube to the other architecture. But man, it just is just not a quality finished product. Just look at the wobble here. Like, it's insane. Oh, and another thing about the timing being off is you have to wait on some stages. Like, you don't even land like on floor 8 in advance for this stuff to come out. And listen to the timer. Yeah, for some reason, the timer is much louder than the music. Like, the sound effects are just like, the levels are raised where they shouldn't be. And it's just like really jarring to have to just sit there and just listen to that timer. And I didn't see anything in the settings to change the levels of the volume like most games have. Alright, let's talk about the controllers. No hate on the Xbox or PlayStation controller at all. They're great controllers. The 360 is actually one of my favorite controllers of our time, believe it or not. And I can play this game on the 360, so pretty win-win, right? But as great as they are, they're not the GameCube controller. And I'm not saying this out of preference. I'm saying this because it actually breaks the game. So, see the two controllers have a round area around the stick. So you can go 360, no pun intended, around in a circle. This is great for many games, but not for Super Monkey Ball. The GameCube has these little notches on them, so you can precisely point the stick in a direction. This is super, super important in Monkey Ball. I want to emphasize this. There are a lot of tight spaces and little platforms you gotta go on, and you need to go straight on them. And being able to lock in makes a bigger difference than you think. When I first heard of this, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm sure it's not that bad. But wow, it is. It's actually difficult to go straight because there's always a wobble. What Super Monkey Ball Retro can do is add GameCube controller support. This is awesome because if you think about it, the Switch natively supports the GameCube controller with this little USB guy right here. It just plugs on in and boom, there's a super little trick that will save the game. You're welcome, SEGA. Alright, let's actually wrap up now. Super Monkey Ball Retro excites me in many ways. I love these games so much, and I just don't want them to mess it up. So that way myself, and even new players of all ages, can experience these games as amazing they were back in the day. And I know I left a lot of things out in the video, like what they could add, like new mini games, even new stages, like the originals. Hey SEGA, you can go all out, add some really cool stuff to this game. But I just wanted to get my main flaws out of the way. So, don't do these. This would make the games terrible. I mean, I'm sure they would sell pretty decent, but man oh man, they wouldn't be regarded as the classics are. So, let me know what you guys think below. Have you played Deluxe? Did you experience all these things too? Here's another one for you to add. If you could add something to this game, what would it be? Thank you for your time, my friends. You guys are way too cool. Remember to check out another video of mine. Liking always helps, and most important of all, stay hydrated, kids.